Hello everyone, thank you for watching this video. Just a brief introduction. Some of the recording at the start of this episode was corrupted, so I've managed to salvage a lot of the rest of the episode, so enjoy. I think you'll like this one.
And then right at the very end, he gets close to getting first, and then suddenly he just drops back, and two other horses come up, and he gets fourth place. And I'm shattered because I'm out $20.
Well, this is why you don't bet on horses. This is a good life lesson for anyone out there. Don't bet on horses.
Who said I was betting on horses? I was spending on horses.
Spent.
I spent 40.
My bad. Wrong word, obviously.
That's right. For me, it's not betting because I'm not expecting to win. I'm expecting to lose. So that means I'm spending $40.
Lose situation.
As I say, you got to use money to make money.
Sure, whatever you do, you do you.
Mm-hmm. And then I had a mate's birthday party. His 28th, I think it was.
Nice.
25th, 27th.
20-something.
27th. It was 27th.
Some mate of yours, if you don't know how old he was turning.
I don't know. He's younger than me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Put it that way.
Fair enough.
I don't even know how old you are. What are you, 40 now?
Yes, minus 10.
Oh yeah. That's me, except minus like 40.
So you're 0. No, you'd be minus.
Yes, correct.
Minus something.
I was going to 0. Jackson, don't you know? I'm not real.
You're not a real boy.
I'm a computer program.
Well, while you had a eventful field Saturday and whatever, I had the worst Monday ever.
What? You had the worst Monday ever?
Yeah, so Mondays are usually not a good sign if you have a good week or not. So I started working in the city. Both my jobs are in the city.
Fun.
Well, my main job was in the city. And then I got a phone call at 3:30 saying, why don't you have this other job? I'm like, what? I didn't...
Well, it's not on the list. I haven't been told about this other job.
Well, that's exactly what I was, yeah. I didn't know anything about it. Anyway, so they told me, you must go to this job. It's urgent. Go do an hour there. I'm like, okay, fine. So I had to stop doing the job I was doing.
Go do an hour.
Go do an hour. So this is the fun part, right? So I put down my tools and stuff on that site and went to this other site where I was told that people were bringing stuff to be tested. No one rocked up with any equipment.
So you were there without any equipment or anything?
To test.
Wait, so people were bringing their stuff to get tested or bringing equipment for you to use as testing?
No. So people were bringing their laptop chargers or whatever to be tested.
Yep. Then you rocked up and you sat down on a nice little desk that said tool testing here. Or,
basically.
Or appliance testing. Appliance testing here. You sat down at your little desk, you had your hands together like this, and you're like, well...
Well,
where is everybody?
So I rocked up to the reception saying, I'm here to do some test and tagging. She's like, oh yeah, just wait and sit in this room, and if anyone comes, they'll bring you equipment. And they were like, oh, actually, let me just check if anyone's brought anything. So I came in there with them, and there was no items to be tested. So I was like, well, this is stupid, because I got told this was urgent. I had to be here, and if no one's brought anything, this is pointless. So I said, I'll wait 20 minutes because that'll be 4 o'clock at that time. And if no one's here with any equipment, I'll just go home, which is exactly what happened. So I watched a couple of YouTube short videos and stuff like that. And that was my day at the end.
I see. Did you call up your bosses and say, nobody's rocked up for anything? Yes.
And then they're like, because they had a go at me for like saying, you should have known about this job. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, it wasn't urgent. And then I rang them when I got there, when I found out, and I was like, hey, that urgent job, no one's brought anything. And they're like, and like, they're like, I really want to smack
This is still your fault, Jackson.
It's not my fault.
So I call you up, you're like, nobody's brought anything for me to do anything with. It's still your fault.
Because they brought up the work order to say, oh, someone must come during every day of the week.
Oh, every day of the week?
Between 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m.
Oh, no. What would happen if somebody didn't show up for one day?
I don't know.
Did you tell them, can I just have this job for the rest of the week?
No, I don't want that job. It's in the city.
No, but you don't have to do anything. You walk up, you sit around and do nothing. Jackson, you said you had a bad day.
Well, it was annoying because I was so focused on the one job I was already doing.
What?
Now that situation was... The situation was done because I was at a hotel, right?
What's your definition of a good job?
Exit lights. Walking around looking at exit lights all day.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's fun.
Can't you just get that as a job?
Well,
in
that's
general.
part of our job, so.
Yeah, but exclusively you can be the exit light man.
Wouldn't mind it. But anyway.
Wow. That's
So-
sitting around not doing anything. Oh, what a horrible day.
no, well,
would,
okay.
would you like to know how my day went? So, my first two jobs were all right. They were
We'll
nice.
get to that subject soon, guys.
My-
I just want
My second
to
two, I knew they would be bad because they were right next door to each other. Literally, these two houses were next door to each other. The houses on all this street was the same builder. Every one of them was, for lack of a better word, stuffed. Like they were basically. I shouldn't be fixing them. I shouldn't have been the one fixing them. The concrete should have fixed them. But no, because they managed to be. It's so bad that they get away with it. Is how I can explain it.
Mm-hmm.
But one of these jobs I've sent back, so I'm like, oh great. I wonder if he's actually done anything. The concrete has filled every spot I've marked and grinded every spot I've marked for grinding, except they've filled it. They've put fill down and trowed it down. So they've just covered the marks. They've just covered the crayon marks. And I'm looking at it going, I mean, they did 20%, or not even that. They did 10% of what needed to be done. But all right, I guess I'll fill in the other 90%. So I ended up like using. I'm going back to this job. I'm thinking, why didn't I just do it from the start? I would have saved time doing it. And the one next door to it was fortunately not as bad, but still pretty bad.
That's unfortunate.
And the funny thing is, the builder rocks up and he's like, "Oh yeah, how is it?" And I go, "Well, to be honest, do you get the same people to do all of these houses because they're all just stuffed up?" And I even said to him, "The concreters haven't even fixed that spot that's meant to be fixed. I'm just going to do it because I'm sick of."
The cheese. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't clean up either. I'm sorry I didn't move any of the stuff that was in your way. No, that's all right.
That'll happen.
And this is a medium day for me. A bad day is when every single job is like that one. I had to go. I had to drive an hour to pick up 2 hours to pick up compound and come back, which is normal. But so I started working out or half an hour late. And then I had to go to Bunnings, so that took 20 minutes to get gloves. And I still finished at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
You want to know why? You want to know what my secret is?
What?
Because I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Okay, righto. I didn't need to know. Oh,
That's how
goodness.
you get demonetized.
Huh?
That's how you get demonetized.
And that's
No,
how
you
he's
don't.
not even monetized.
But never monetized.
Motherfucker.
So,
I'm fast as fuck,
okay,
boy.
let's quickly cut to the part I want to talk about.
My wife agrees.
Yeah, so the reason why I was annoyed because the first job I went to, they told me there was like 300 RCDs.
Yep.
No one actually really knew how many there were.
Oh.
So I was walking around just aimlessly trying to find boards with RCDs. And the problem was, right, half the RCDs, half the switchboards had RCDs that were part of a recall, part of a safety recall. So this maintenance guy was sweating bullets and whatever, like worried what the heck's got to happen. And I was like, okay, well, the thing is, you've got these RCDs here, they're part of a recall, they need to be replaced as soon as possible kind of thing. And he's like, oh, what happens if I don't replace them? And I was like trying to drill into his brain that,
Well,
hey,
they're going to blow up, probably. There's
Well,
a chance they'll blow up.
I'll get to that. I told him about the liability and what can happen if someone gets electrocuted and the RCD is there, even though if it did trip when it's meant to trip. But WorkSafe or WorkCover will come and investigate. So anyway, he's like, all right, I'll try and get in contact with the manufacturer. Later on that day when I was testing, before I had to go to the other job, I was testing an RCD and it so happened to go bang.
That happens to you quite often. You're like a magnet for that sort of thing.
It wasn't as severe as the last bang, but the RCD went bang. Yeah, it just committed suicide and just let off with a bang.
It's like a bee trying to take you with it.
So the thing is, though, the place I was testing at was a uni student accommodation apartment place.
Oh,
So
that's
this-
why they were dodgy.
So this one guy is going to have no power for a while. Well, hopefully he's got power now, but yeah,
The maintenance guy or just this one guy in his room?
So this one guy in his room.
It like happens while he's sitting there like studying or playing video games and he's like,
Well, no, he just
Hello?
came back from wherever he went, And he was like, why isn't there
He
power?
rocks up to the door and you're like sitting there, boom.
That's...
Like, he's walking down the corridor and he's like, alright, my door is just right up to the left, as always. Next thing you know, you come flying out of nowhere, like, bang!
Oh, goodness.
Like, hair's like popped up and he's like, do I still have power? And you're like, does it look like you still have power?
Do I still have hair? Oh, goodness me. But anyway, so yeah, that was a fun day.
Sounds like it.
Heckish day.
Jeez, your job's more dangerous than mine.
Of course it is.
Well, my job's not even dangerous.
I'm essentially working on live equipment.
Except for my back.
Except for your back.
Yeah. Wait, can't you test it without it being live?
No, you need power.
Oh.
That's how you test an RCD, Troy. You need, because it's
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not an electrician.
So you should be.
That's right. I'm sorry, I don't know quite what an RCD is. I only know what a meter box is.
So...
Or is that the same thing?
No, meter boxes are different. Meter box is where your meter is, and then your switchboard is where your RCDs and circuit breakers are.
Okay, but the meter box has a switchboard and a meter.
Well, sometimes they combine the two into one to reduce space and stuff like that.
Well, then the meter box for houses are also RCD switchboards.
You could just, instead of saying that, you just say it's your switchboard.
Or you could say it's the meter box.
Whatever, I'm not going to...
Would you put... Alright, fair enough. We'll call it a power box from now on.
I would go with calling it distribution board.
An electrical box. Wait, sorry, what did you say? Distribution board?
Distribution board.
Distribution board.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Yeah, everyone who owns a house is going to be like, oh,
Actually,
power's out. Oh, you better go check the distribution board, love.
Actually, now I thought about it, I'd
Check
say...
the power box. That rolls off the tongue a lot better. You know what works really well? If you say, go check the meter box, would you, love?
You know what makes more sense? Calling it a main switchboard.
Oh, main switchboard. Go check the main switchboard.
Because that'll have your meter box, isolators.
That's why they call it a main, Jackson.
Yes.
Go check. But then if you say go check the main, it's like, well, do you want me to check the house or do you want me to check the power line? So I'll go check the main power system in the town. It's climbing the fence to get to all the electrical conduits.
Actually, it was kind of funny because last week I went to Traralgon to do a job.
You had to check the main.
No. I went to a job in Traralgon, and when I got there to do my job, the power was out in the town. So
what?
Yeah,
couldn't do your job.
There was no power. Yeah, I couldn't do my job. That's exactly right.
Ma, the rains are here.
That's right.
Alright, so tell us about your topic, Jackson.
Well, I thought you should start.
I already forgot what it was called.
Well, Troy, unless you've forgotten, your topic was going to be about habits.
Yeah, but I don't really know what to talk about habits. Except
well,
I've now gotten into the habit of exercising every day around 6 o'clock.
Which is a great thing. PM or AM?
PM.
Okay.
It's usually between 3 and 6, but today I have skipped it because we had to go shopping, but I'll still end up probably doing it after this, or at least doing half an hour. I'm
yet to implement it, but I'm trying my best by having less for breakfast. So for breakfast this morning, I had one mandarin.
What's that got? What are you trying to implement?
Eating less.
Eating less. Is that going to be your habit?
It'll hopefully be.
I mean, eating less isn't really a habit.
Well, getting into a habit, because if you want to look after your weight.
So you'd be better off doing, right? You'd be better off trying to do an intermediate fast.
Yeah, which is what you did. I think.
So skipping one meal a day.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what I do. I started doing it without realizing it, because when I started this job, I got told by my mate who got me the job, you just skip lunch. That's what I usually do. Mm-hmm. Like, you can stop for it if you want, but I usually skip it. And I'm like, well, and he goes, and I go, what's the point of skipping? And he goes, well, you get to go home earlier. Mm. You're on your own time at the moment. You're not like it doesn't make a difference whether I finish at 2:30 or 3. Like, if I skip lunch, I'm able to finish earlier, basically. So I started skipping lunch, and now I've started trying to cut back to like 2 Weet-Bix in the morning. Because what you should do to do an intermediate fast is you shouldn't eat breakfast, basically. You should skip breakfast and have a late lunch, and then like a small dinner.
Okay.
But yeah, the key would be eating less would be helpful, but you can't really make a habit out of eating less, I guess.
No, not really.
Because you're better off making better grocery habits
That's probably a good idea.
and healthier food habits.
Yeah. Well, do we want to put that aside for now and save it for later? Because my topics were dad jokes.
Hold on a second. You said you wanted me to go first.
Well-
now you're bringing up the dad jokes.
Well, okay, no, we can go.
We're going to help you get this habit, Jackson.
Okay,
Now,
you know
let's
what?
see.
Habits are good. Habits are good. So
That's
I
right,
want
you
to talk
what
about bad habits.
All right. What do you want to know about bad habits?
Starting off with eating, I eat too much bad food.
I see. Well, would you like to know how to fix that?
Go on.
Stop eating bad food.
Good. Check. Next habit.
No. So with the concept of habits, like, so there are no such thing as good habits and bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
There are habits that you want and habits that you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, the reason why we develop certain habits is, for example, you want to eat healthier food, is it, or less bad food?
Yeah, less bad food, and probably to a degree, probably a bit of both actually.
I see. Well, there
Just
are
eat-
several ways you can fix that. 'Cause you can try and replace the
Substitute food.
you can substitute the bad food with good food, but you have to do it when you're wanting the bad food. So I imagine you have lunch at work every day, do you?
Yes.
And do you bring lunch, or do you get takeaway or something?
Well, lately I've been buying lunch maybe once every 3 days as opposed to nearly every day.
I see.
So I've cut back on buying lunches.
Oh, well, that's good. So
Yeah.
when you do buy lunch, is there a specific time you go for lunch? Specific places you go?
Yeah, it's usually about 12:30, or like earliest is I go for 11:30. Latest I go is 1.
I see. And so when you do go for lunch, what goes through your mind? What's your thought process?
It all depends on what I feel like and what kind of mood I'm in. If I'm feeling lazy, I'll go for fast food, like the big fast foods. If I'm feeling, inspired or whatever, I would go for something a bit more like a healthier alternative, maybe like a Subway. Although Subway isn't nearly as
How often do you go? Where's the closest place to me?
pretty often.
Pretty often, you just said all that. It's got nothing to do with. You just go, what's near me? Oh, this is near me. I'll go there.
Yeah,
There you go.
usually, and then sometimes I'll put into account like, okay, which one's near me, but also
I
slightly the
gotta-
furthest away.
I got to be in the mood for something that's close by,
Yeah,
and I'm
exactly.
always in the mood for something that's close by. It's weird, isn't it?
It is weird.
It's weird how I don't want to
yes.
go. Oh, KFC is 1 kilometer, but McDonald's is like 200 meters away.
Ew. Don't
It's a
mention that.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
I'd rather get. I'll take the long road, and you.
It's really weird how I've come off McDonald's now. It's so weird.
No, I know exactly how you feel. I'm the same. I haven't come off McDonald's. I just not of the. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't eat it as much anymore.
Yeah.
But
Square burgers now. It's weird.
but
Anyway.
would you like a suggestion that might help with all that? Right.
Sure, shoot.
So, do you have a lunchbox with you at work?
Yes, I do.
You bring a lunchbox?
And the other thing is actually, another one I want to do is drink more water. So my water bottle I have is really small.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get a bigger water bottle, like a bigger, chunkier water bottle that I like. Like it'd be enough that I just keep drinking, and there'd be still plenty left over for the rest of the day. Like I want to get like a big 2 or 3 liter water jug thing.
Would a backpack thing work?
Yes and no. It'd be inconvenient though, because
Yeah, that's what I figured.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, just buy a big jug. That's what I've got. 2 big jugs, one for at home and one for at work. But
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Well, but lately, I haven't been using the one for work. I've just been not drinking as much water and drinking more when I get home.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
my suggestion would be, if you're to help with the unhealthy eating habit, is to just bring nuts to work.
Yeah, well, I've
Like
been
bring
buying
some
nuts.
mixed nuts.
I've been
Don't buy
buying
nuts.
nuts.
Don't buy nuts.
Just
bring
mixed
some
nuts.
Yeah, just mix nuts from home. Buy a bunch of nuts from Safeway or wherever. Maybe not mix all of them together, but like have a container full of mixed ones, and then just keep that always in your bag. And whenever you feel like having unhealthy food, have some of the nuts.
Because you can get the nut mixed with like the bit of, like choc chip and a few other things like that, like dried banana as well.
Yeah, well, yeah, you could do that. You could,
There's a name for them, but I can't remember.
You could buy mixed nuts, but I'm talking about buying, because we just buy individuals, so packs of individual nuts, and then I'll make my own mixed amount.
Okay.
But that would be a good suggestion to fix, because whenever you feel like whatever's you'll go for whatever's closer. That's how most habits work, or start at least.
Okay.
And that's how. So if you've got the nuts right there at your lunchbox, you eat some of them, or you eat half of them, or even just and you'll find that you'd rather do that than go get unhealthy food. But also, it also helps train your body. It also helps train your mind to go, when I want to have something unhealthy, I'll go have some nuts instead.
Yeah.
And then you can train yourself to think, right, I'm having these, I'll have an apple with it, or I'll get this with it. Now that I've already had something that's healthier, why would you have some mixed nuts and then go to KFC and get a Zinger burger when you're like, oh, I've already had the nuts, I might as well get an apple as well.
Yeah. So you've helped me out there a bit. I appreciate that very much, Lee.
And you're sitting there going, that's common sense, I already knew that.
I mean, I should have known that, but yes, thank you.
Well, what you didn't know is it's not what you feel like, it's what's close to you.
Yeah, true.
And they
never think about
that. They've done studies where they've actually taken, like, for example, this study, I can't remember what it was, but it was in a hospital where they wanted to get people to eat more healthy. And all they did was simply move the healthier choices to a more convenient location and the unhealthy choices to a less convenient location. And people started, like, buying more water bottles instead of soft drinks and getting other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough. Because, I was going to say, because usually I leave my lunch in the car, and then usually that, if I'm in a site, like it's all the way over there, like I have to stop what I'm doing, go all the way out through the building or whatever.
I was going to say that's the other thing is if your car's further away, you won't get your lunchbox. How often have you gotten takeaway when you've had lunch, like in a box?
Oh yeah, a couple of times. Yeah, a few times. Yeah, probably too many more times than I need to or would have hoped or liked to.
Exactly.
Yeah. Enough about me now, because I feel really shitty now. Thank you.
Hey, what do you mean?
Nah,
Jackson,
okay.
you don't
It's
need
good.
to lose weight. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it keeps me warm at night.
You got the perfect dad bod, so then can cuddle up to your tits.
Yeah, well,
God.
or bite them off.
Or bite them off.
Yeah, she's got some nipper teeth. But anyway, so Troy, what are some of your habits?
My habits?
Yes.
I play too much Rocket League. That's what I do.
That's
what I've been doing to try and fix my habits, and this is part of the exercise thing, is I've been putting a timer on. So I get home from work and I'm tired. I don't want to do anything. I just want to relax. And the problem is, I lie in bed, I relax, and then 6 hours later, I'm sitting in this computer doing a podcast with you.
Great habit.
Actually, it would be around now. It would be like 8 hours later. But the point is, I get home, and a lot of people do the same thing. They're exhausted after work or they're tired. They sit down and then they're done.
That's it.
And it's not that they're like, I got all this washing to do. I got to cook dinner. I got to do this, that, and they sit down or they lie down in bed like me, which is even worse. And they go, and then they go, oh no,
I'm stuck.
I'm not moving. So what I've been doing is I've been getting home, doing the usual habits that I do, like having a shower, etc., brushing my teeth, blah blah blah, and then I'll go right, and I grab my phone and I've got a little timer and I go click 1 hour, and I sit in bed and I go, for this 1 hour, I'm not doing anything. I'm doing whatever I want. But after that 1 hour, I have to get up and do something, even if it's getting up, even if it's just getting up to do my exercise that I do, which most of the time it is that. And that's how I've been. Partly doing those exercises.
Okay.
And I've been telling myself it doesn't matter how much I do of the exercise, I have to get up and do it.
Still do it. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, because once I do one push up, then I do 3 more, then I do 5 more, then I'm doing 100 sit ups, then I'm doing a 4-minute bridge, and then I'm going for a run. I didn't plan to go for a run, but next thing you know, I'm doing a 1 kilometer run around the block.
Do you ever punish yourself for not doing something? Or are you that well trained now? You're just doing it, and it's just normal. Well,
not really, because like there's no point in. Like, punish me in what way? Punish myself for not exercising, or for
not exercising. Like, if you forgot to do a certain set of exercises or something,
that probably would be the next step. But there is no plan.
No need for that. Okay,
that part of it is there's not really need at the moment, but there's no plan for like. It's as long as I'm doing it. That's the first step. Is to start doing it. So if I don't do it, well, then I'll go, okay, well, the key to building a habit like that is if you skip one day, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it.
As long as you do it the next day.
But as long as you do it the next day or after that. I do. Like, if I do something that I don't want to do, instead of exercise, I'll go, right, I was supposed to exercise. Now I have to do it today. Now I have to do this.
Right, yeah.
But I've been slowly building that up, which is nice. But last couple of days, I seem to skip it on weekends. So I'm still going to have to do it tonight. I'll make sure I'll do it tonight, I guess, which is cruddy because it'll be like 10 o'clock. But
well, we won't keep going too much, but yeah.
Other than that, I'll just summarize. What I want to build a habit of is playing other games besides Rocket League and also recording them. That was the point of that whole 5-minute gameplays thing, is to get me to do it. And it sort of works, but I'm still in the habit of sitting down at the computer and immediately
wanting to play. Yeah,
immediately putting on Rocket League and playing that, even when I don't want to play it.
It's the same with me with Splatoon, man. Though, because I was trying to get onto a good thing with that bit of crazy growth I got, but I haven't really taken advantage of it. It's just been like, I want to play. I don't really want to record or edit too much.
And that's the other thing that's a struggle, is like, I want to play these games, but I also want to enjoy them, and it's hard it's hard to enjoy them while trying to make it into a content.
Yeah. And
so I get stuck in the middle where it's like, I just don't want to play this or make anything out of it. And when I do play it and try to make something out of it, I'm not happy with it.
Yeah.
So I need to find a nice middle ground, but the first step to that is, once again, getting started.
I'm still waiting for your tournament video.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go. I still got to get onto editing that.
Okay, moving on. Now, okay, so we both married into the family of our sisters, our wives, sorry. And our wives have a brother who we know is really good and bad at telling dad jokes.
Is he? I didn't think he was good at bad.
No, he really was. He really was.
Well,
he still is,
right?
I guess. Yeah,
he doesn't do dad jokes. He does puns.
Well, I guess, yeah.
It's quite punishing, which is one of his go-tos.
He's the Punisher.
Pun intended.
So recently, I've been finding this. Now, I don't usually go on Instagram, but there was one account I picked up called Logan Lyle, and he has a relative. I don't know if it's a cousin or brother.
I've heard that name.
And he has a friend as well. They have this thing called TikTok or Doc Talk, where they just sit on a dock with a coffee, and they just tell dad jokes. So I've done some scrolling through a lot of the Instagram, and I've picked out some of my favorite dad jokes that they have shared. Now.
Hey, Jackson, I got one for you, okay?
Go on.
I asked my dog, what's 2 minus 2? He said nothing.
Well, Troy, that's a good one, because that also reminds me of a dad joke. To the guy who invented zero, thanks for nothing.
Alright. What's the best thing about Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag is a big plus.
Oh.
This is terrible.
Okay,
no.
so okay. That's
Jackson, what have you done?
Good on Troy, Troy, because I've got a whole list of them here, so I want to go through as some as possible.
Yeah.
And then if you have one, let me know.
Oh, I got a few hundred just by Googling it real quick.
Okay, well, some of them you might have the same as mine, but we'll see how we go. Mm-hmm. So maybe what we'll do is I'll do one, you do one, I'll do one, you do one. How about that?
Fun with me. I got one here.
And then whoever laughs the most loses, I guess.
Oh, well, that's easy. All right, done.
Oh, come on, you gotta show you at least some happiness or laughter or whatever. Okay, so I think I picked a good couple of... Jeez, man, those teeth. You do brush your teeth.
Actually, don't.
Okay, so I'll start off. My wife worships me. She puts burnt offerings in front of me every night. I'm laughing at your teeth.
You're just gonna. I was gonna say you're just gonna lose from me smiling. That one actually went over my head at first.
Cool.
Where was it? I lost it.
My wife says I have no sense of direction. I said, where did that come from?
It's not bad. All right. Jackson, what did the hat say to the other hat?
Don't know.
I'm going on ahead.
He's gone. Yeah, he's moving on. He's moving on in his life. He's gone ahead. Mm-hmm. I hate when my wife gets mad at me for being lazy. It's not like I did anything.
What does the lemon say when it answers the phone? You should know this one.
Don't know.
Yellow.
Yellow. Oh, gosh. My niece calls me her ankle. I call her my knees.
What? My knees.
My niece calls me her ankle.
Oh,
I call her my niece.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you said. Oh, okay.
My wife. Go on, you go.
Why didn't the skeleton climb the mountain?
Had nobody to climb with.
No, because he didn't have the guts.
I didn't have the guts. My wife says I have two major faults. I don't listen, and something else.
I used to be addicted to soap, but now I'm clean. I knew that'd get you.
That's good. That's good. Last night, I accidentally handed my wife a glue stick instead of chapstick. She still hasn't talked to me.
No, I didn't get that one.
I gave my wife a glue stick instead of chapstick. Lipstick, in other words.
Jackson, I got a question for you. When two vegans get into a argument, is it still called getting beef or having beef?
Troy, it doesn't matter if you're tall, short, fat, thin, rich, or poor. At the end of the day, it's night.
Alright, Jackson, do you want a box for your leftovers? No, but I'll wrestle you for them.
I'll wrestle. My wife accused me of stealing her thesaurus. Not only was I shocked, I was appalled, aghast, and dismayed.
No, don't get it. You got a lot of my wife ones, don't you?
Yeah, this is the Instagram page that I found. There's
Alright,
a lot of wife ones.
That car looks nice, but the muffler seems exhausted.
That's as bad as this one. My inflatable house got a puncture yesterday. Now I'm living in a flat.
Oh, these are terrible. Shout out to my fingers. I can count on all of them.
My friend Water evaporated yesterday. He will be missed.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know who's a friend called Water, but that's a weird name.
Did you hear about the kidnapping at school? It's okay, he woke up.
Oh,
Oh, these are shocking.
it's okay if you don't know what prefix means. It's not the end of the word.
I made a pencil with 2 erasers. It was pointless. Alright, we need to stop with the dad jokes for now.
No. I quit my job at the helium factory. I won't be spoken to in that tone.
I got a great joke about construction,
Go on.
but I'm still working on it.
Tom.
Okay, let's talk about dad jokes before we say any more for now. I want to know, are dad jokes funny or not? That's the question. I'm not a dad, but I still find them quite hilarious in
some sense.
I don't know. I feel like if a comedian stood up and started just constantly telling dad jokes, I think he would get so much laughs.
He does. There is actually a guy.
He's on YouTube and he does it, doesn't he?
There's a British stand-up guy who just did a performance where all his jokes were just one-liners, and that was so funny. That was so good.
So the question is, so dad jokes are funny.
Yes,
and would you say even younger people would think they are funny? But
yeah,
it's just because I reckon it's just the fact that it's someone's dad saying it to them. They find it funny, but it's that, oh, dad, that was terrible. But they're not saying it's bad. They're not saying it's bad.
When you're young, they're puns, but when they get older, they turn into dad jokes.
I guess that's pretty much what they are. They're all little puns or twist of words or best.
I just want to sneak this one in, right? A history degree is useless. There's no future in it.
I like that. What happens when Strawberry gets run over crossing the street?
What happens?
Traffic jam.
Oh.
I love the
All
light
right.
popping up every time I do this.
You
I'm gonna
think
move
gas?
these.
You think gas and electricity bills are expenses? Have you seen chimneys? They're through the roof.
Oh my goodness. What do you call a monkey? Two monkeys that share an Amazon account?
What? No, I don't know.
Primates.
Primates. Oh my gosh,
Primates.
of course they are. Yeah. If money doesn't grow on trees, then why do banks have branches?
Oh my goodness, that one's good. That's terrible.
Oh, okay. Oh no, this has been my last one because
Alright.
we can go on all day for this. Okay,
Alright.
I got home to find my kids were on eBay all day. If they're still there tomorrow, I'll lower the price.
Alright, I got one more.
Okay.
Mountains aren't just funny; they're hilarious.
Oh my gosh, that's
Hilarious.
terrible. That's just dumb.
What do clouds wear?
Don't know.
Thunderwear.
Thunderwear.
I don't know. What is thunderwear?
Underwear. It's a play on words for underwear.
I know, but it's thunderwear.
Okay, no, this one this will be the last one. I showed my friend my tool shed and pointed to the ladder. I told him that's my step ladder. I never knew my real ladder.
I knew that was coming. That's why it was funnier. As soon as you said step ladder, I was like, oh, that'll be the joke. But I didn't expect it. I never knew my real ladder. All right. Why is Peter Pan always flying?
Don't know.
He never lands.
Oh. Oh goodness me. These things.
I found an oldie but a classic right after that one. See if you can guess this one. What do you call a hot dog on wheels?
Don't know. Fast food.
Yeah.
My doctor says my DNA is backwards. I said, and? This is where you get up and walk off. You're just like, nah, I've had enough. Nah, that's it.
I just remember biology.
I never did
And I've
biology.
heard that one.
I had a kids meal at McDonald's today. His mum got really angry.
I've heard that. I heard that one like the other day. Where
Did you?
You told me that one.
I did not.
You did tell me that one.
I have not told you any dad jokes until now.
Okay, here's a relevant one. When does a joke become a dad joke?
Don't know.
When it becomes apparent.
I mean, that's
You got
it's kinda like-
you got to do the. It's not the mic drop. It's the.
yeah. The opposite. Yeah, that's basically the opposite.
The headphone drop.
I'm not saying I'm attractive, but every time I go to the bathroom and take my. But I didn't get to the punchline. You didn't let me finish. I'm not saying I'm attractive, Troy. That's not the joke. The joke's this. I'm not saying I'm attractive, but every time I go to the bathroom and take my clothes off, I turn the shower on. I'm dying inside.
I got a real dad joke for you.
Go on.
What's young but old but falling apart?
Don't know.
My mind.
That's
I was
not-
gonna
that's
say.
not-
I was
that's
gonna
not
say
joke.
what's young
That's
but
real life.
old and going to kill itself, and I was gonna say me.
I have a fear of elevators. I'm taking steps to avoid it. I'm not a fan of elevator music. It's bad on so many levels.
Alright, stop. Alright, what more can you say about dad jokes?
Is that they're really stupid and they shouldn't be funny, but they are. But the thing is about dad jokes, it's about the delivery. The delivery really is really what sells the joke.
That is true. That is the main thing. You also need to have your audience.
Yes, you do.
Oh my goodness.
My grief counsellor died the other day. He was so good, I didn't even care.
Oh my god. How did you know him? He was a really good counsellor.
He was a really good counsellor.
I don't feel anything for him. I only came here for the snacks. Now that's how you get the joke going. You take that one joke and you move on. Let's add to it. Let's give me a dad joke. I'll add to it.
Okay, I don't see my wife and kids anymore, and it's all because of gambling. I won the lottery and moved to Hawaii.
Then I lost it all.
Then you lost it.
and had to go back home.
Had to get back home. Today I had the nastiest, slowest, rudest cashier I've ever had. I guess it's my fault for using the self-checkout.
I'll never go to that guy again.
That's good.
Yeah. You got to add to it. That's comedy for you. Dad jokes with a little extra.
Next time I won't even tip him either.
Oh yeah, that's right. You say jokes on him. I didn't tip.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh. Alright, okay, this is the last one I'll finish on. I don't trust
You
theirs.
said that like 10 times.
I know. This is the one I'll end on.
I like the add to it. This is fun to add to it.
Okay,
Go on,
alright.
tell me.
We'll do this then. Okay, good idea. I don't trust theirs. They're always up to something.
And when they're not up to something,
They're down to something.
They're down to something. I was going to say, I'm falling down to them. I've fallen. And when they're not up to something, I've fallen for them.
I recently joined Jehovah's Witnesses. I could see it opening a lot of doors for me.
But
I knock once for yes, knock twice for no.
No, I was going to say, but then I closed them right after.
I closed them behind me.
But I closed them behind me, that's it.
My kids bought me an alarm clock that swears at me instead of beeping. That was a rude awakening.
Turns out it was my kids the whole time.
And I'd wondered where they got all those words from.
Oh, it turns out it was my wife.
Did you know that the first French fries weren't cooked in France? They were cooked in Greece.
Yeah, I got nothing for that.
It's like Spain without the S.
I was going to come up with a pun, but they were still better than English muffins or something. But
Oh yeah.
I couldn't think of a country that would work well.
No.
It's Italy. No. But it's all right. I was European on them.
That's the American one. If you're American before you go into the toilet and you're American coming out of the toilet, what were you in the toilet? European.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
My son was chewing on an electrical cord, so I had to ground him. He's doing better currently and conducting himself properly.
Till he blows a fuse.
The results will shock you.
Once he blows a fuse, the results will shock you.
He's become really lively lately.
Oh, this is really hard. This is actually really hard to try and add on to it because I've got to be quick about it as well. If I could hear it coming, like try this, right? So
Yeah, go on.
I found out I'm colorblind. The news came out of the purple.
Or was it green or yellow? I don't know. I'm colorblind. Was it grey?
Did you know your pupils are the last part to stop working when you die? They dilate.
As opposed to your heart, which is... Oh, man, that's really hard.
I tell you what, it was quite heart-wrenching.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, see, it's hard.
That is good, though. That is good. It was heart-wrenching.
All right, here we go. How do cows stay up to date? They read the Moe's paper. Moe's paper.
No. And guess what? Did you hear about what magazine they read?
What magazine do they read?
The Mooman's Weekly.
The Moo Times.
I mean, that works also.
Fair enough.
The Mooman's Weekly. I suppose to like the Woman's Weekly.
Oh, I get it. I didn't get that at first.
Yeah, fair enough.
I hate my job. All I do is crush cans all day. It's so depressing. But I have such a great time.
But I have a can-do
I can't do attitude. Oh my goodness! I don't know. My hotel tried to charge me $10 extra for air conditioning. That wasn't cool.
So I turned up the heat on something.
Jokes on them. I turned up the heat.
Jokes on them. I checked out.
I checked out. No, I blew away. This morning Siri said, "Don't call me Shirley. I accidentally left my phone in airplane mode."
So I took the next plane home.
Yeah, that's a good response.
It was a quick response, but I didn't really think about it through.
Response. Oh yeah. Okay. How do you find Will Smith in a snowstorm? You look for the Fresh Prince.
And tell him, what's the
and then you blow him some air.
Yeah,
it's
Bel
Air.
Yeah.
You blow him some air.
The Prince of Bel Air.
Oh my goodness. You find the Fresh Prince. Oh my goodness. I found a wooden shoe in my toilet today. It was clogged.
Were you the same person who had a wooden car?
No.
And it wouldn't go?
Yes. And it wouldn't go. Nice. To whoever stole my copy of Microsoft Office, I will find you. You have my word.
And my Office, and my PowerPoint, and my Excel.
And trust me, I excel at that.
That's good. Don't wait till I get my charts into you. You're in uncharted waters.
Oh my goodness. A pig loses its voice. Oh, sorry. If a pig loses its voice, does it does it become disgruntled?
No, but did you hear about the squeakle?
That's good. That was good. The squeakle.
So you just said pig. I was like, perfect.
How does cereal pay its bills? With checks.
Wait, how does a squirrel?
How does cereal pay its bills? With checks.
Checks. Okay.
It's a type of cereal.
Okay.
CHEX.
Those checkers. Okay, I haven't had them in ages. I know the ones. I don't think they even make them anymore, actually, because there was chocolate flavored and there was.
It's probably. I think it's an American one, probably.
Yeah, I have seen them though. I think I know the ones. The Kellogg's.
I was just reading this one.
See if you can find one more and then we'll end it there.
Well, this one is a bit. What did Yoda say when he saw himself in 4K? HDMI. HDMI.
Yes.
Ooh, you also get me on Blu-ray. Only $4.99.
Blu-ray I am.
Blu-ray I am. Oh my goodness, these are terrible.
So I think we should end it there before we absolutely lose the plot.
How much time have we got? Oh, good, because we're approaching 1 hour, and I can't. It's struggling to think of these, and oh my goodness, it is so hard to actually come up with a response to a dad joke like that. It's actually really good. It's great practice.
Yeah,
practice your one-liners.
Good improv as well.
That's
what I enjoy. Improv is the best comedy.
We should do an improv episode.
That shouldn't be too hard to do. Just imagine scenarios and then you just...
Improv episodes are my favourite episodes because they're ones without topics.
Yep.
They're just
anything can just come out.
That's right. This is an improv episode. They're all improv episodes.
Yeah.
I don't write a script.
I
don't have a script for this stuff. I just have this light. Oh my goodness.
That's scary.
You, Jackson, have I told you how to fight the hobbits?
You legit look like Lord of the Rings, straight out of Lord of the Rings.
I know, it's the bright. Call me Gandalf.
Oh, goodness me.
Call me Troido.
Anyway, just going to brush up some housekeeping before we end this show. Thank you for those who watched the Markiplier. I said what? I can't believe he said that. Obviously, it's a very clickbait title. 18 or 19 views.
18 or 19?
Yeah.
Damn, that's almost as much as my videos get. Actually, that's more than my videos get.
So, if you're up to this point and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, I guess.
Should have been saying that the whole time.
I should be saying that all
We should
the
just
time.
we should do what those
At the start of the episode.
those professional podcasts do, where they start with, if you like our podcast, please come and subscribe, support the channel, and what you can do is you can support our channel. Don't send us stuff, just go to our sponsors. We're sponsored by Athletic Greens.
You know what?
Raid Shadow Legions.
I had a dumb idea for merch.
Have you heard of Ray's Raycons?
We have one merch, and it's a shirt that says, I listen to two average blokes, but all I got was this stupid shirt.
I see. You should fake merch is the way to go.
Yeah, fake merch.
Buy our fake merch.
Yeah.
Go to our website and give us your bank details.
Use the code AverageBlokes
Yeah, that's it.
for something dumb.
Got to make it more professional. Use code AverageBlokes at averageblokes.com to get more average blokes.
Use the code TABP. TABP. That's TAB at store.com.
We should put just right in the middle of it, like put that little, because you got that little, that's the sponsored by the Australian government camera thing. Just put that at the start or halfway through. And now for a message from our sponsor. And it goes, sponsored by the Australian government camera.
Speaking really first person. Alright. Well, thank you guys for watching, listening, and until next time, bye!
Thank you for coming. Enjoy
Thank
the
you for
show.
being here.
Thank you for your time and your life. It gives me sustenance. And if you died a little inside,
that's okay.
thank you for your sustenance also. Please give me more of your energy.
Oh, goodness me. All right.
It sustains me. Bye.